This week I finally reglazed the last 2 window panes. I have a little accident in the windy and freezing temperatures. I share one of my time hacks to stay healthy while renovating, and I continue to work in the small walk-through room I'm giving a makeover.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way, the water's so still and my pain has gone away. The air is much cleaner after it rains. Follow my love, the scent that's in spring air. Follow the moon into the sun. There's a call for new beginnings here. Let the sorrow of yester disappear. Let your body be new. I'm a wanderer of the soul. Before the end, I plan to be whole. But I know I'll lose myself along the way. What's gone is gone. What's past is past. Let me leave what belongs in the past. Road ahead is quite unclear. Let me walk it despite fear. The road stretches over the hills, and I've got many debts to pay. Some are on their own way. My pay is not gold. You can't take anything with you when you go. Is your life fading more than you know? A state of mind is set on fear that ends up sudden, future's near. Follow the voices from below.
I'm working from home today, and I thought I would make this week's homemade meals all in one lunch hour. I guess I'll have to eat during my next meeting. I'm making a pie and a Moroccan soup that I've done since I visited Morocco 20 years ago, I suppose. I often get comments on how do I find energy to do everything that I do. This is a time saver for me to make sure I have lots of homemade leftovers in the fridge and in the freezer. I eat, for example, the soup one time for lunch, for dinner the 2 following days, and I put 1 serving in the freezer. Hey!
Cancellade i söndags så att...
So I'm gonna start repairing the walls today. I sprayed the walls with some water. I'm gonna keep doing that. Now I'm ready. Well, today my goal is to finish doing the first layer of all the plaster. I have this piece left, a bit up in the roof and a bit above the door. The rest is covered. Woohoo! Still super windy and cold outside, so I try to mix the plaster as fast as I can and then I hurry back inside. Okay, let's do this.